With Aaron.
Yo, what's up, Gary?
Life is good, bro.
Man, I've been watching your stuff for a while, and I really appreciate the call. And this actually really hits home with me.
Expand.
Yeah,
Expound.
so I'm in a unique position where I work inside of a bank, and it's one of those kind of infrastructures that's kind of built on legacy and history. And I'm fairly young into all the emerging tech stuff. I actually have an Oculus Go on my desk right now. And so I'm really interested in expanding these well-established spaces. And so that's what my question was based off of. How do we do things like that from the inside? And then how do we convince people who may not see the full vision of what's out there to look at not just alternate ways of generating revenue, but also look at niche groups to help build business models?
Totally.
ahead,
Might have a crack at that. So we work with a lot of banks, and what's interesting about banks to me is there's a learned helplessness that happens in regulated industries where people that are used to having rules that are put upon them are like, oh, we can't do anything. And it's much easier to say no to everything when the answer to 10 questions, 3 of the 10 is no. So it becomes just no. It's so much easier. It's a lazy way of being present in the space. So the first thing we have to do is start to, ask more about what could happen. So we always teach when we work with banks and big companies, we always teach them to ask, what is safe to try? So is it safe to try this? Is it safe to try that? Would it be safe to try if for one day I did X, Y, or Z? It changes the scope from like, can I do this, to tell me why this is unsafe, because I don't think you even know. So that's one trick that we found that's really helpful. The other thing is we always ask teams, whether it's leadership teams or teams at the edge, one question to start the conversation. It doesn't start with bitching. It doesn't start with what's exciting. It starts with what's stopping us from doing the best work of our lives. Everybody has an answer to that question. You talk to a CEO, they'll be like, oh my God, let me, where can I roll out the list? And just start with what's on their mind. So if I have a boss, I'm like, what do you think is stopping our team from doing the best work of our lives? And then they say, I'm going to start there. Because if I start there, I'm earning trust, I'm moving things forward, I'm breaking down some of the walls. And then I can say, what else I think it is number 2, 3, or 4, right? So just start where people are at.
I also think that 8 out of 10 people should change jobs.
For sure. For sure.
And to be honest, I've been here for a very brief time, so I'm definitely looking to have a pretty profound impact on what it is that we offer and what I'm wanting to move forward with. So I greatly appreciate the advice. I did just grab the book.
Yes.
So I'm very excited to break into that. Oh, and Gary, man, when you get a chance, come visit Kansas City, man. Get some barbecue. We are not just flyover country, man. There's a lot of great things going on in this city.
Dude, I'm super aware. We were working with Hallmark at some point 3 years ago, and the 2 or 3 trips I took there, I enjoyed.
Yeah, super
tremendously.
fun. We're working with someone there too right now. So
I'm a big fan of KC. I wisely decided to not go to the Jets-Chiefs game a couple years ago because I didn't feel confident, and the Chiefs beat the fucking piss out of us. But I definitely have a feeling that there's a classic Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold night football game in the next half decade, and I'm gonna come strong.
Awesome. Come here for the entrepreneurship too, man. There's a lot going on in that space.
I'm super aware. I don't know if you know this, but Big Omaha, which is in Nebraska, obviously, was a conference that kind of died 9 years ago because of some cancellations. And Jeff Slobodski and his partners drove to me in Iowa City because I was stuck at an airport. And just their sheer effort, I committed to giving the keynote at Big Omaha 10 years ago. And I've been, where I'm going with that, because I think they also did a big Kansas City or what have you. I've just been unbelievably aware of the entrepreneurial spirit in the quote unquote flyover states. Like, listen, I built one of the largest, and if not the most impactful, wine retailer in American history in New Jersey. So you're not talking to a East West Coast snob. I couldn't be a bigger buyer of entrepreneurship. And I'll be very frank with you. I actually think entrepreneurship's in a very tricky spot right now because there's so much fake entrepreneurship. There's a hell of a lot more fake entrepreneurship on the left and the right. I think some of the most practical entrepreneurship is in the middle. Unfortunately, they look to the left and right, and they're picking up a lot of those bad behaviors. But I do not sleep on Kansas City entrepreneurs. I just hate the Chiefs.
I can understand that. Thank you, gentlemen, both for your time. I greatly appreciate the call.
Thank you, brother.